76. I comment on the human condition. In order to be engaged, we have to talk about the human condition. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. We are now facing one of the most serious challenges that the last two generations have ever faced. Economic loss, family breakdowns, anxiety, isolation. I think what we have to do first and foremost is keep hope alive. When you listen to all of the news and all of the statistics, they can be depressing. But if you just stop, take 1 second and remember, your glass is half full, not half empty. We can come through this together. We have to keep hope alive. By that, I mean we have to look into ourselves and say, do we have the strength to see tomorrow? Do we believe we can get through this crisis? When we look at ourselves, at our loved ones, and at our home, this is the time that we've got to really appreciate what we have, to be grateful for the fact that we have a home, we have food, we have shelter, we have somewhere to go. The government is putting in place economic packages that are going to see us through. But aside from that, every last one of us is facing some kind of anxiety. Do you believe that you can get through? You have to have confidence. Confidence is going to lead to hope. When I look at people that I've worked with in the cancer wards, they had hope that they would get better. They felt that they would see the next day. You have to do the same thing. You have to feel you're going to see the next day. You don't need to worry about the entire world. What you need to do is get through life one day at a time. And we should be grateful that what's happening now is really showing the character of your fellow Canadians. I can't say enough about our front-line workers. They are literally risking their lives so that we can have a chance of surviving. They are supporting us. It's our duty to make sure that they get enough equipment and support. When I look at the truck drivers who are delivering food so that our supplies and needs are being met, it's amazing. Yet it was sad to see that some areas they wouldn't even let them use the washrooms. When I look at individual people and corporations and how they've come forward with time, volunteering, and money, it's really gratifying. And when I look at what we could have had and what we are having a better time of it than a lot of nations. But if we want to still improve what we've got to do, we have to hope that each and every one of us will obey the rules. Social distancing, wash your hands, keep away from others. I'm looking at something that doesn't come up that often. It's a thing called character. These last weeks have really shown me that character counts. It's shown me the people that have stepped up to help the elderly, the people that still are working in nursing homes, even though they don't have the protection that they need. I've talked to family members. I've talked to friends I know. And the ones that seem to be doing well are the ones that have the hope that, one, they will get through it. Two, they know that there are better times. But in order to have better times, we're going to have to go through the tough times. But if you have the hope that you can win, if you have the confidence that you're going to get through, if you believe in yourself, you're going to do the following. And I believe that this will carry you through because you're going to have the hope that it will happen. You're going to realize that you, now more than ever, have to have patience with your partners. You're going to have to be kinder to your children. We're now in a position where we actually live together, we have to communicate, we spend more time together. That can be spent in two different ways. In the happiest, most productive time of our lives, something that you, your children, and maybe your grandchildren will remember. The time we all got together, the time we played together, the time we talked together. And you're going to say, what a change from the way we did live. I hope that this continues on after this crisis. We're going to finally realize that maybe we should be looking at how we manage our finances. It's become obvious that so many people, because not only of the cause of the crisis, but also because there's no real resources behind a lot of people. They're about $300 away from bankruptcy. This was true before the crisis. We've looked at the programs that the government put in place. They're going to help, but I tell you, they're only temporary. I think all of us are going to have to start looking at some of the great truths. You can only spend what you make. You're going to have to save some for a rainy day. And most of all, I personally think and hope, and I hope that out of this is going to come a demand for a national income. An income for every individual in the country that's going to provide a guaranteed annual income so that all of the stop-loss programs and the mishmash of social programs that we got are blended so that if another crisis occurs, we're going to have a support system that could possibly help us through it. When I look at what's happened